And I saw these three young people coming over towards where we were sitting, and I thought, wonder, I don't recognize any of those folks. Maybe there's somebody coming to say hello or whatever. And they come up and immediately start saying to us, you know, two men laying on a blanket together, we ought to beat y'all for that, and calling us other derogatory names. And just kind of took us by surprise and was deeply offensive, obviously. And so I got into it a little bit with them and told them they needed to keep walking. We were just playing cards. We didn't, y'all ain't got nothing to say to us, that kind of thing. And so that, after we're going back and forth a little bit, they did keep it moving. And about 10 minutes later, these three same young guys came back over towards where we were sitting again. And I saw them coming and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. But one of them had a big stick in his hand this time. And it was one of those things where you're sort of sitting in the moment watching all this about to happen and you're thinking, this can't be real. Like, this is stuff that you see on TV. And we're just here minding our own business, enjoying the evening. And sure enough, the guy comes back over to us and says, two men laying on a blanket, we told you we were going to beat y'all for that, and proceeded to try to engage us in hitting us and kicking us. And finally, we beat them back long enough for me to get my cell phone and call 911. And when I was making a call on my phone, one of those guys was also calling some of his friends who also were in the park, and a couple minutes later, about 8 or 10 other guys showed up as well. And one of them yelled out to the other guys that were coming, "Get the gun." And he came over to me and snatched the phone out of my hand. 911 was still live on the line, and put the gun to my head and asked me where the money was. I had $7, it was on the blanket, and I told him, everything you want is laying on the blanket over there. And so finally he withdrew the gun, went and got my keys and cell phone and wallet, and then they all left. And I've thought a lot about those guys that were arrested, and wondered what their lives were like, wondered what, just how it could have been different. And I think that that's a lot of the work that we can do as a church, is to do things differently moving forward. And how we accept people, how we love people, how we welcome people in, not in spite of their difference, but because of their difference, to welcome them in just like God welcomes all of us to the table.